Ghana. Weekdays 5 a.m. to 9 a.m. only on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Every morning, as the sun rises over this vibrant city of Lagos, we'll be right here with you. Diving into discussions that matter, we'll tackle the headlines, explore stories that shape our lives, and dissect the issues that keep us awake at night. But that's not all. The Morning Crossfire is your platform too. Your thoughts, your opinions, they all have a place right here. From politics to business and the economy, from the social issues to the heart of the city. I'll be your companion, your source of information, and your partner in exploration. And it's just not about the headlines. It's about the conversations we have, the connections we make, and the impact we create. Your insights matter, your questions matter, and your energy matters. So whether you're in traffic, having breakfast, or starting your workday, I'll be right here, keeping you informed and engaged. So Lagos, stay tuned, set your alarms, and mark your calendars, and let's kickstart our mornings together, right here on the Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info and Kofi Bartels. Let's talk.
This is Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
We're back to the Morning Crossfire right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info. I'm Kofi Bartels. Lagos, good morning to you, and many thanks for joining us today. We're continuing our conversations around what is an unfolding humanitarian crisis in Lagos State, and that happens to be Makoko. I've been asking the people I know have grown up in Lagos State, when did Makoko emerge, or when did that settlement start? I asked Jimmy Disu this morning when he came to the office. He said he was born to meet it. He was born to meet Makoko. Because I'm like, when did this will move into take over government land? You know, he said he was born to meet it. I also spoke to a senior friend of mine whose name I don't want to put out on the air now. One of my ogas, and he's also Lagosian as well. Been here, working here, lived here for years. Asked him when did Makoko start, and he shared with me some research, some information. Let me say, you know, so I just wanted to understand, for those of us who didn't grow up in Lagos State, we want to know when did these people move in to that place, to stay there, you know, to take over, you know, because of course we have a legal aspect to it as well. And in my conversation with Uncle Jimmy, what he mentioned was that, you know, people should not be living under high tension poles and wires, which I agree with. Personally, I don't like anything that is not done properly. Personally, I don't like anything that, you know, why should you live under high tension wire? And then that place is on water. So I totally understand that concept. Personally, every time I drive on the Third Mainland Bridge, every time, you know, from my first time in Lagos to when I moved here, I've always wondered, can this environment be changed? People moved away from here, and let's beautify this area. See Third Mainland Bridge, but, you know, let's beautify that place. Let's make it a nice place and all that. So I really would love to see a beautification of that axis. I don't know how, you know, like I said, and I've always maintained, personally for me, I don't think, you know, anyone should wake up and start just bashing government for the sake of bashing government. No. You know, but having listened to and observed everything that has happened since the demolition exercise at Makoko began, one cannot help but wonder, is there no way of government activities being carried out in terms of enforcement with a human face? Because that is what government exists for. It is to protect the life and property of Nigerians. You know? Anything that the government does, everything that government does, whether at the federal level, state level, or local government level, should be to protect and preserve the life of Nigerians. That is why, and it's a universal responsibility of government. It is a universal responsibility. That's why, no matter what happens, no matter how much profit to be made, no matter how much beautification will be achieved in urban development, life comes first. The welfare of the people comes first. That's why in some parts of the world, you may want to embark on a development project, build a stadium, build a hotel, build a block of flats. They won't give you the permission because they feel it's not going to help the welfare, the well-being of the people there. I was watching a documentary last night on shipping, and I got to learn, because I love to watch a lot of documentaries. I got to learn that in Rotterdam is has one of the biggest ports in the world, if not the biggest. You look at Netherlands, Belgium, some big shipping countries. They decided not to allow the containers at berth at the port in Rotterdam to be carried from Rotterdam to other parts of Netherlands and even Europe by road, because they didn't want a crowd of vehicles of trucks destroying the beauty of their cities. They didn't want that sight. So they said, yeah, this is a good economic thing, but you have to offload them to smaller boats and take them to the other parts of the country, because we don't want this ice, so we don't want even the air pollution and all that. So government exists to ensure the welfare of people, not to talk down on them, oppress them, look down on them, victimize them, kill them. No, that's not what government is there for. So whereas I would love to see that place beautified, this is me, and I've been saying this to myself and people around me for years. They need to beautify that place. I will be the last person to suggest that people should lose their lives in the bid to beautify that place. Okay? Now, what a gentleman friend of mine sent, senior, very respected gentleman. He says Makoko originated in the 19th century as a fishing village founded by Egun, or is it Egun? Immigrants from the Republic of Benin, Togo, and Ghana, seeking good fishing grounds. Now, I don't know if Egun in Ghana, but this is what he sent to me. Evolving from makeshift settlements into vast floating community as it is to the 19th century. So that should be 1801. There from 1801 to 1899. From 1801 to 1899. The settlement grew from initial fishing camps with families migrating from areas like God of the Fish, developing into 6 district communities with fishing remaining the primary occupation and culture. The first people to settle were predominantly the Egun people, also known as Agon, migrating from neighboring countries like Benin Republic and Togo. Blah, 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 blah. And he gave me the website he got it from. Okay. So they've been there since 1801. I'm not even concerned about where they came from. Everybody came from somewhere. And as long as you were here, born here, lived here, after the time of independence, automatically, when Nigeria became, you are Nigerian. That one is there in the Constitution. Check it out. I won't tell you anything that is not unconstitutional. Let's look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended. Chapter 2. Fundamental Objectives and Directive Principle of State Policy. Should be Section 13. So on and so forth. I'll quickly go there if I can quickly find it. All right. We're looking at what His Excellency the Governor of Lagos State has said in response, to these demolition. It says in Section 14. Okay. Section 13 says these fundamental obligations of the government. It shall be the duty and responsibility of all organs of government and all authorities and persons exercising legislative, executive, or judicial powers to conform to, observe, and apply the provisions of this chapter of this Constitution. It shall be the duty and responsibility of all organs of government and of all authorities and persons exercising legislative, number 1, executive, number 2, or judicial powers, number 3, to conform to, observe. You must conform to, you must observe and apply the provisions of this chapter of the Constitution. Now, what are the provisions? Section 14 says, sub 1, the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principles of democracy and social justice, not business, not urban development above democracy. The first two things that the Constitution says about statehood in Nigeria, which every organ of government must not just observe, must carry out as a duty and responsibility: democracy and social justice. What is social justice? What is social justice? It is the principle. This is outside Constitution now. Google it. Social justice is the principle of fair and equitable treatment. Fair. That's why I moved on from balance in my journalism to fairness. We moved on from just balance to fairness. Sometimes I use balance, but fairness is what we do now in this business. Okay? I can tell you the things I'm telling you. What is social justice? It is a principle of fair and equitable treatment, opportunities, and rights for all individuals and groups in society, focusing on equal access to resources, wealth, and privileges, and challenging historical injustices for marginalized communities, with core tenets of equity, access, participation, human rights, and diversity. This is what social justice is all about. Equity, access, participation, human rights, and diversity. Duty of Nigeria's government, this country. Nigeria's government is a human rights organization. That's what it means. Fundamental rights and dignity for all people in the country. Section 14. Let's call it Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. When people the constitutional problem, I've always disagreed. If you have a constitutional president, governor, local government chairman who carries out what this constitution says, carries it out to the letter, you will not even remember that we have a constitution that was midwifed by the military. You won't remember. That's why I say the constitution can never be the problem of Nigeria. It is the people, be it leadership, be it the followers. Why? Because I have read the constitution from page to page 2 times. And most of you who call and say the constitution is the problem have never read this constitution before. It's not a problem. You can have good constitution and bad government. I'm not saying this constitution is perfect, no. The only time people remember that we have a constitutional issue is when you have bad government. Therefore, bad government is the problem. After all, the countries that do not have a written constitution, how do they operate? Chapter 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended. Section 14 says in sub 1, the Federal Republic of Nigeria shall be a state based on the principle of democracy and social justice. Subsection 2 says, it is hereby accordingly declared, A, sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom government through this constitution derives all its powers and authority. B, the security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. I know government of Lagos State can say they're trying to protect the people, ensure the welfare of Lagosians by making sure they don't stay under high tension cables. That is correct. But in ensuring that welfare, do you kill them? 5-day-old baby, dead. What welfare is that? So how has the welfare of that 5-day-old baby ended up? Is it well? Is that baby, where is the baby today? So there was no welfare for that baby. There's no security. Before the high tension from NEPA killed that baby, the high tension from Lagos State government killed that baby. And because these people have nobody to speak for them, we can just wish it away, sweep it away with grammar, and then everybody moves on. Look at it. It is hereby accordingly declared that sovereignty belongs to the people of Nigeria, from whom the government through its constitution derives its powers and authority. The security and welfare, and if everybody's saying we need to do something about, government has to listen. Government can't do what it wants when people are not in support of it. The security and welfare of the people shall be the primary purpose of government. Security and welfare first, before business, before urbanization, before investment, before economic bobo tibo, reform bobo tibo. Look at this. Section 14 sub 3. Says the composition of government of the Federation or any of its agencies. This is talking about government of Federation. Let me go on. It says the composition of a government of a state, a local government council, or any of the agencies such government or council, and the conduct of the affairs of the government or council or such agency shall be carried out in such a manner as to recognize the diversity of the people within its area of authority and the need to promote sense of belonging. The people who not just those who are from that place, those who are there, everybody, they need to promote a sense of belonging and loyalty among all peoples of the Federation. If they carry this one out, this country will be better. It's not the constitution. That's not the problem. So my point here, and I apologize for taking this time, is to help you understand that government's priority, first of all, Nigerian state, the foundation of this state called Nigeria, is democracy and social justice. That's number one. Number two, government has a responsibility, a duty, all right, to obey this part of the constitution, and that security and welfare of the people is the primary purpose of government before anything. Primary. Well, the government of Lagos State, they've spoken. I'll play the governor's clip later. Let's just pick a call before we go to the break. My God. The people of Makoko are sleeping on water in canoes as we speak.